Hello my friends, and as you probably noticed, the Civ III Let's Play as Rome has been concluded with, unfortunately, our defeat. Yes, well, such things happen, but congratulations to the Inca for a well-played game. You sure showed me. But that means that it's time to think about opening up a brand new Let's Play. And I want to bring forth a few possibilities to you and see what has the most interest of the people who are still hanging around this channel. Well, there are three basic options, and the first one is to just try it again with Civ 3. Maybe play a different country, a different type of world, anything like that, but give it another shot, which I'm willing to do because Civ 3, of course, is a lot of fun. It's timeless, and I haven't really done it in over several years. It's been, until this Let's Play that just finished, it's been 6 years since I've had Civ 3 on my channel in any real capacity. So that is an option. The other option, option number 2, is to go back to Civ 5. To move forward in time to that game, which I've played extensively over the last 2 to 3 years, and I've become somewhat good at. Now, within Civ 5, there's a few options. We could go back to the game I was playing, but I don't know, that game was kind of losing its luster to me a little bit, just because, well, we had been... The thing about that huge Earth is it's a lot of fun, the possibilities and all the things that might happen, but it's become abundantly clear to me that Civ 5 was not really designed for worlds and games of that magnitude. Like, it's just too much. Not only does the game slow down, but the actual gameplay itself, like, you can tell the game wasn't designed for that many civs and that much land and all that stuff. So maybe not another game on the the huge world map. Although, if you want that enough, maybe I will. Yeah, I've always thought it doesn't translate to Let's Playing all that well, that world. But the other option is just a regular Civ 5 game on a standard or maybe large world, where we pick a country that sounds good and we just see what happens. And Civ 5 is such a fun and deep game. I mean, Civ 3 is big. Civ 5 is deep. That's the main difference between those two games as far as I'm concerned. Like, there's a lot more strategy, a lot more thinking involved in Civ 5. But in Civ 3, you have bigger empires, bigger armies, bigger economies, it could be argued. Although Civ 5, your economy gets pretty big when the game goes on. But Civ 5, you have just a few cities compared to Civ 3, and relatively smaller army, but every troop matters so much more. Every decision matters so much more. Where you put your workers matters a lot more. And so it makes it a lot more interesting in that regard. So, yeah, Civ 5 is another option, and maybe, just maybe, I will actually complete a Civ 5 Let's Play for the first time in this channel's history. And the third and final option is good old Cities Skylines. Oh yes, speaking of games I haven't completed a Let's Play of, I only ever did a few city tours, and I started 2 Let's Plays at 2 various times that I never finished because in both cases I just wasn't feeling the city. But in Civ 5, or Cities Skylines, I had this idea, and a lot of people like this idea, of recreating Trinity. Oh yes. The most well-known and well-liked city from my SimCity 4 days. Oh man, this chair is uneven and it's pissing me off. Okay. It makes me look all like, ooh. Oh well. Anyway, I was thinking of creating basically, it wouldn't be a block by block recreation of Trinity or anything like that, because that would be tedious and pointless and also pretty impossible. But the idea would be to generally recreate the number one, recreate the map of Trinity with the one large river, the one smaller river, the hills and the mountains and all that stuff. That would be number one. And number two would be to kind of create a parallel development of Trinity. Develop it in about the same way that I did in SimCity 4, but do it in Cities Skylines. Of course, you know, now with the option of curved roads and things not being at 90 degrees, things will get a lot more interesting in this new Trinity. And also there's more challenges, but I think it's going to be a lot more fun because of like the rail lines and all the different kinds of things you can do with transportation and all that. So I am thinking that that could be a lot of fun. So those are basically the three options that I am considering. And keep in mind, I might do more than one. I don't know. I'm definitely going to be doing one of those three things, and it's probably going to be whatever the people in the comments want to see the most. But that doesn't mean that the other two options are off the table. It just means I might actually do one of them in a little bit. You know, I might. I don't know. But for anyone who is mentioning, this won't affect the Sims 3 episodes. Those are pretty much going to go on as they have been, you know, now that we have all four people, or all four households now on their own. It's just going to continue in that way for quite some time. So if that's what you're interested in, don't worry, that's not changing. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I wanted to say. Please tell me what you want to see and what you are most excited about in the comments. And I will see you very soon with the beginning of whatever it is that I decide.